Okay, hey guys, I'm going to show you how to use StudioLibrary and your Anim School Picker and bhGhost to block out your shot. So I've already gone ahead and set my shot up similar to how we did in class on Friday. I've blocked out the camera move, as you can see. There's the camera moves going over. And I've started setting some of my poses. So if you remember, I had gone through and determined where I wanted to have my keys. So I've pretty much got everything from frame 24 on, but I need to do frame 10, 14, and 18. So let's back up to frame 10. And I'm going to open up my StudioLibrary. And in StudioLibrary, we'll see a whole bunch of poses. Some of them are from my walk cycle. I've gone ahead and I've made a few other poses that I thought would be useful in blocking out this shot after looking at some of the poses that the dog was making in the reference video. And I saved those. Those are the crossover, leap, landing, leap up, this cute sit pose was from one of you guys actually. So, and also the poses that you guys made are in this folder called Pose Test. So we have these to go to and use to if it's appropriate for your shot. So I'll go back to Mack here, and I'm going to go back to frame 10. Oh, so let me show you with bhGhost, you're going to want to open it up. It's the Pac-Man icon. Under meshes, I'm going to clear this. You want to open up your rig, your Mack rig, and select the geometry. Add the mesh to your bhGhost, close that. I'm going to change the color to red so it's really visible. I'm also going to make the lines a little bit thicker by pushing this up a little bit. So I'll show you what that looks like. Another thing, you need to make sure in your window that you have strokes checked on. So in the window that you're manipulating your character, and I usually like to have strokes, polygons, and NURBS curves selected and nothing else. In the window that is my camera, and after you block your camera out, you want to make sure that you remember to, see, I haven't even done it. I've already blocked out the animation of the camera, but I've left it unlocked, which means I can mess it up if I accidentally moved it. So right now I'm going to select the channels with the left mouse button, and then I'm going to hit the right mouse button and go down and lock these. That way I can't accidentally mess up the window that I'm shooting from. So as you can see, this is what the ghost looks like, so you can make the lines a little bit thicker if you want to be able to see them a little bit better. So let's go back to frame 10. I'm just going to select everything. You remember you want to stay in step key as well. So if this is frame 24, let's just back it up one. So right before the feet had just come down, so I think here, probably the most appropriate pose. Go into my StudioLibrary. With the Anim School Picker, make sure you use the Mack blocking picker 2. So that's going to be in your asset. Well, we're going to put it in your assets directory. So you would open it, and under assets, Mack blocking 2 picker is the one that you want to use. So I'm going to select all the controls except for the global control with that yellow button. And this pose, I think, is probably the one that is the closest to that. I'll pick this landing pose. I'm going to apply it. Hit S. Take the par. Slide it back. And we're going to have to make some adjustments because this isn't quite perfect. So I'll get a little bit closer. It seems like the arm should be further forward. So these poses are meant to get you about, 70% of the way there. So I'll make a few adjustments. Seems like these back legs are down and outstretched. So again, I'm going to go ahead back to our picker, and I have some buttons here that select all the controls in the leg. So I'm going to do that for both legs. And then I'll go back to the StudioLibrary, and let's find a pose where he's kind of pushing off, similar to how he is in the reference. And I think that these legs would probably be good. So all we're reading in, because all we have are selected are the controls for the legs, we're only reading in the leg poses here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. These are a little bit closer. Hit S. Now I'm just going to select these IK goals. Bring them down and forward. I feel like this back foot is actually all the way on the ground. So let's make this get rid of that bank. It's back farther. To bring this down a little bit farther. Yeah, that seems closer. And then this foot goes farther down. Back. This isn't tucked under so far. So I think this whole thing should be a little bit closer. So that's pretty good. So then we'll save it. We'll go back one more. Let's go back to this key. So I'm going to select everything. Delete this key. And right here, Let's go to the StudioLibrary, and I'm going to want to bring in this landing pose because that seems pretty close to what's going on here. So I'll hit apply, S to save it, slide the whole thing back. And hit ghost. And here it seems like the back legs are down. I want to adjust those feet so they're down a little bit more. I don't think he's rotated up quite so much. And I think that this foot is down farther. Okay, so now I have like my basic blocking for the entire shot. And I'll show you. I'm going to select everything and make sure it's all in step key by selecting all the curves. I need the step key one more time. Use the bhGhost to check your spacing of your poses. And you can make broad adjustments by moving the global control. We'll take all the keys off the global control before we go to spline. We just want to make sure we've got all the timing and the spacing working while we're in step key mode before we go and take it off the par so that we can properly spline the entire shot. So that's sort of what it looks like. I'm gonna bust all these. You don't want to save it with all those ghosts on because it gets really heavy and it can be kind of slow. But I'll do a quick play blast so you can see what it looks like. So that's how you quickly block out your shot using the StudioLibrary and bhGhost and moving everything on the par to basically get everything. You want to take the time to really make your poses nice and get your spacing and your timing working. But it's a fast way of blocking your shot out. So hopefully that will help you guys. I can't wait to see what you've done. If you have any questions, let me know.